Oh, look at Will's body language. He's like, oh, this guy just grabs the black chip.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happening.
That's kind of not really the goal. You don't really want to get into a spot where they only have really good hands.
Yeah, definitely not.
not the goal of poker.
No.
Aces.
Yeah, Will the nit here with number 1. 60 to go. Mixing it up. We'll make the call with a couple of red 9s. And Texas Rob here. This is an early position open, and if he knows anything at all about Will. Oh, look at Will's body language over there. He can't wait. He's like, oh, this guy just grabs the black chip.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, I love Will. All right, so Texas Rob is going to go for the squeeze here with the ace-jack off, and Will is going to think about this for a moment before he presumably goes all in. I don't know what else do you do on that stack size, but
I mean, yeah. It would be interesting to see him put in a call, but I would be pretty surprised.
yeah, I think the call's out of the question. It's just like, can you make a raise that isn't all in?
Right.
And have it not just look like it's exactly aces?
Right.
I don't know, but Will
he
is
goes
just
for
going
the
to make the
call.
call. Let's go, Will.
That's probably going to bring Mixon in.
Oh,
Mixon into the mix.
Sure. You can't go fold now.
Yeah. I like it.
I do too. I mean, this is new. I think the Will of yesteryear would have like snap jammed.
Right, sure.
Stood up from his chair.
Yeah.
Started pacing around. I'm kidding, of course.
Pretty good
Favorable
flop.
flop.
Yeah.
Texas Rob here going to see this as a pretty innocuous flop as well. However, when the original raiser calls and the guy that called in between calls, you've got to know that there's like at least one middling pair out there somewhere.
Totally. And Will is going to continue to play it slow. Makes it in a really interesting spot now.
I think you just have to call again. I mean, you're getting this incredible price. This is like 8 to 1.
I wonder if he ever thinks about raising also. It's like, of course, the other guys all have bigger pairs than yours, but at the same time, your pair is fairly vulnerable, right? A lot of times, the cards come on the turn.
I mean, it is, but you're in position against both of your opponents, which changes a lot,
Yeah.
I think, right? Like, if you're in the small blind, you go check, and it's like bet call. Like, I'm a way bigger proponent of being like, nah, let's pump this up to like 650 and see what happens, right? Because then you can really sort of, I mean, it's such a binary response from your opponents to that raise.
Yeah.
And you really get to set that up for yourself because you're out of position. Like, you're just totally screwed in this pot. Like, going to be check calling, like,
yeah, just check calling all the way down, out of position.
But when you're in position, it's not as nasty because, like, imagine that you call, the turn is just like a whatever, and then it goes like check, check to you.
Right.
Or check and a bet to you, right? Like, the way that the dynamic changes on the next street is going to be so important.
Yeah. Position really is just so powerful, right?
Yeah. Mixing it up here, though, is going to raise, and once Texas Rob releases his hand, we'll go all in. Mixon will have to shrug, call it off, and find out the bad news. But
Lottie's plan has come together.
One is all in.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, Texas Rob.
Texas Rob is saying he has the aces and the kings. But Lottie here with the actual aces.
Yeah, so now here is the big problem with raising with nines, particularly to this size also, 700.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking 650 when you're in the small blind. Like, 700 in position to me. Okay, like, sizing is, everybody's going to have a different approach to this, but if you have to fold now, this is disastrous.
Right.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, Will has gone all in for his 1200, so there's an additional 5 on top of the 7 that he bet that's going to just disappear into Lottie land because that dude's got to have something, right? Like, do you beat him with nines? Probably not very often.
Yeah, totally agree.
So then you're looking at doubling up your, like, 1400 and change, which, yes, would sort of, like, break you even on the hand, and that's fine. But, like, is that where you want to go right now? I'm not sure.
Yeah. He does fold.
Yeah, tough spot. Okay, Mixon lets it go. And his 700 goes into the middle. Here we go between Texas Rob on 2% equity. Literally needs to go runner, 2-5, 4-4 on a chop. I guess running back.
Let's see him, boys.
Yeah.
Let's see him.
Lahti with the sneaky aces here. His trickiness gets him paid.
Yeah, and that's going to do it right there on the turn. 8 of spades makes it a done deal. Deuce of spades will brick it out the rest of the way. And will the nit with the tricky trappy aces gets the full dub and